I have gone to great lengths to separate the facts from the hearsay and circumstantial evidence in this case. That done, I was left with only one possible verdict. On the charge of murder in the second degree, I find the defendant, Stefan Cassadine, not guilty. Mr. Cassadine, this court wishes you well and is now adjourned.
All rise.
Alexis, congratulations.
There was no chance that this was going any other way because you didn't do it.
And you never doubted that, not for a moment. I can't tell you what your support has meant to me.
And I can't tell you what it means to me that you're free. I think this is one of the happiest days of my life.
Go home to your cave, Helena. Your trap is empty today.
Well, as I've warned you, it must not be a trap I built. Mine always work.
A word of caution. You stay away from my sister, or I will see you dead. As for Catherine's murder, I'll let the authorities deal with you. Presently, you will be where I've been, with the addition of a guilty verdict.
Oh, darling, to be where you've been, I'd have to be a brain donor. Don't you realize I've never been caught in my mischief, and I never will be? I have far too much to live for and look forward to. Nicholas.
No.
I'm just gonna go make a phone call, okay?
Right.
Stefan, Alexis, congratulations.
Thank you. All the credit goes to my sister.
I quite agree.
Am I interrupting?
No, not at all.
Hey, very happy for you.
Oh, I don't know how I'll ever repay you for all your support. You've been great.
Well, you can come to my shoot tomorrow.
Your shoot? Oh, your shoot! The modeling thing, right.
Does your mouth ever say anything that it completely forgot to run past your brain? I mean, I'm sure that you have, like, really important things to do tomorrow, you know, celebrating.
Where is it?
It's at Cafe Matisse.
What time?
It's early, 10-ish.
I'll try and be there.
You know, you don't have to go if you have, like, other things that you have to do.
Am I losing my invitation now?
I just don't want you to feel obligated. You know, I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead. Actually, well, I'm not really, but...
Emily, are you ready to go?
Yeah. Bye, Nicholas.
Bye. See you later.
Congratulations.
Mr. Cassadine, I just wanted to say congratulations.
Thank you, Emily.
Are you ready?
Why don't you and Nicholas go on ahead? I want to take a moment to acclimate.
The press delegate is patiently waiting by the elevator, so thought I might help you out and take care of the interview.
Is that something you want to do?
Yeah, you could slip out the back there.
Well, that's very thoughtful. I am weary of being on display.
I know you are. You smother me sometimes, you know that. Most of the time, actually, and I hate that. But you're so determined to protect me, which is why I can understand that, I guess. But the thought of you gone, wow, impossible. when the judge, he announced that verdict, it was like hearing my father was free. You've always been like a father to me, you know that.
Nicholas, we know one another so well. Sometimes things are not said.
I know.
No, let me say it. Because I have you. I need no son.
Come here.
Yeah, well, you should go.
Yeah.
Do that interview.
Yeah.
I'll slip out the back, as you say.
We can't say that justice has been served here, okay? Someone killed Catherine, and it's our hope that that person be prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
Allegations were made about your mother being romantically involved with your uncle. Would you like to comment?
My mother has a life and a family very separate from mine. I'm very grateful for her generosity and courage.
Well, that sounds like a no comment.
You can take it any way you want, but if you excuse me, I have a celebration to attend to.
Thank you.
I checked on things. She's okay. And your father?
Who knows? Listen, don't tell anyone where I've been staying, all right?
What happened?
I was right. He knows I lied on the witness stand, and he knows about the affair.
Where is he?
Not here. I heard about the verdict. Congratulations. You really should be going. The last thing we need is to have a picture of this on the cover of tomorrow's newspaper.
I want to thank you. You saved my life.
I didn't do it for you.
Is there anything I can do for you?
I'm fine. And Luke will have to find his own way.
How could you stoop so low? I mean, I treasured all of your love notes, the loosened railing and the forged will with my fingerprint. Oh, you tried to murder me, and that failing, you tried to frame me. God, I could hardly sleep those nights knowing that you can't. But how pathetic. But the best you could do for a partner was an access. My husband's back alley tramp's illegitimate issue. Oh, Luke. It's a real problem.
You got that right, Helena. Bastard is your problem.
Whoa, you lose.
I'm gonna fire Claude.
As soon as I don't need him to run this joint anymore.
Don't blame Claude. I looked everywhere else for you and you aren't returning my calls. What is that? You aren't leaving. When?
Tonight.
Going where?
Oh, somewhere else.
To when?
Till I can think of a good reason to come back.
Oh, Luke, you can't. You can't leave now. You're on the verge of getting everything back. Lucky can finally stand to share space in the same room with you. Your wife and your daughter are home, and you're home with them. At least you should be. Does Laura know you're leaving?
I don't think it takes explanation.
Well, I could use an explanation. Can you explain it to me?
Oh, Barbara. You know, when you were a little tiny girl, Mother put you in that play. Remember that little play that was written by that dead English guy, and you were all dressed up like a little fairy or something, and in the play, there was another play. And in the play within the play, there were these two lovers, and the only way they could talk to each other was through this wall. I just got tired of being the wall.
Lulu, did you see the desserts? Mm-hmm. But those are for after dinner, right?
Oh, sometimes it's nice to give yourself a present. Something special to feel happy about. Instead of wishing that... Anyway, that's what we're doing tonight, right?
You know what? I used to love going out to dinner with my mom. I'd get all dressed up in my best clothes, and other people would wait on us, and I would pretend that I was a princess.
And then you grew up and became one. Good evening, Leslie Lou. I can't tell you how charmed I am to see you again. Alexis seems to be late. May I join you for just a moment?
Sure. Lulu?
The red fish isn't really red, but it's a lot like the fish that we have at home.
And I think that you might also like the wild mushroom ravioli. What you think about it, sweetie?
Decide which one you want, okay?
Have you seen it? Heard from him?
I'm not sure that I will. He packed a bag. I haven't been able to reach him since.
Has he actually accused you of something?
He knows.
Did Nicholas come up?
Yes.
And you said?
Wasn't given the chance. What are you thinking?
Well, whatever he knows, he may prefer it not become public knowledge. Otherwise, of course, it would be. One of us will hear from him, that's certain. But when?
I wish I knew.
Mr. Cassadine, a message for you.
Thank you. Ah. Alexis has been detained. It appears I will be dining alone, unless, Miss Lulu. Now, I can see that you are enjoying the luxury of an evening alone with your beautiful mother. Would it altogether ruin your plans if I were to dine in your company? She gets that from you.
Oh, please. I'm one of the few people who actually knows what you're saying more than 50% of the time.
I beg your pardon. We beg Mommy's pardon, don't we? Yes, we do.
I'll flip you for the break.
You can't actually believe all those overheated headlines from the trial. God, you think something's going on between Laura and Stefan? Luke, that's ridiculous. First of all, when? Since Laura has been back, Stefan has either been in mourning, in jail, or on trial. Unlike you, I have never put her on a pedestal. But one thing you have never heard me accuse her of, and never will, is insufficient devotion to you. The only connection between Laura and Stefan is Nicholas. And if she wants to spend a little time with her son, and she has to dance to his guardian's tune, so what? Luke, do you know how much Stefan would love to hear that he'd finally succeeded in rupturing your marriage?
Oh, if reverse psychology was going to work, that would have done it.
Okay, fine. What can I do for you, besides keep an eye on Lucky until you get back?
What makes you think that I'm coming back?
Because my big brother doesn't run away.
Well, it's not running if nobody's chasing you.
Bull! Besides, I have a whole bunch of things I haven't punished you for yet. So don't even think of not coming back to face the music. I love you. But I hate this. I'm not sticking around to watch.
The happy beast had syrup all over his nose, and the rest of the syrup was all over your brother, Nicky.
Where was Helena during all of this?
Well, by then, Helena was being fed in her room, like the pony. From then on, whenever Mrs. Lansbury made French toast for breakfast, she made an extra portion for Dimitri the pony.
Luke and I need to talk business.
Well, of course you do. That's all you ever do, right? Okay, excuse me. Then I'm gonna go. But before I go, I'm gonna say, you'll be back, right? I mean, this is just another one of those little vacations from life that you take from time to time, and you always make me think I am never, ever, ever gonna see you again, but I do see you again, so I'm not gonna say goodbye, because what's the point? I'm not really saying goodbye, because if I thought it was goodbye, I'd have to do something very desperate. So, come here. This is not goodbye at all. This is, you be very, very careful, okay?
You too, Miss.
Okay. Oh, you make me so darn mad. Oh, Ta.
Thanks. Jason, yeah. I already emptied out the safe for traveling money.
Is that enough?
Yeah. There's one thing you can do for me, though. Promise me that if Lucky comes to you looking for a job doing anything more than washing cars, you turn him down. And keep an eye on him, too, will you? Him and Lucy and Mike and all the other lost souls that wander through here. And one more thing. Try to leave the joint standing. You never know, I might need it when I get back.
Heard of this one?
Thank you. And thank you very much for dinner, although I'm not sure we're going to forgive you for making off with the check in such a sneaky way.
Oh, next time I'll be better behaved. As you, Miss Spencer, could not possibly be.
Next time we'll invite Nicholas.
He'll be delighted, I know. And so envious of the company I was fortunate enough to keep this evening. Good night, Princess Lulu.
Good night.
You spend too much time here. I already looked everywhere else. The docks, the Rubies, Audrey Hardy's, that damn boxcar. Oh, don't worry, nobody told me. I still got a couple of tricks up my sleeve. You didn't really think that I wouldn't worry my pretty little head about where my only son was sleeping at night, do you?
Why are you looking for me?
Because while you've been busy abusing your mother and torturing me, there's a couple of things that I forgot to tell you. The first is, you're still the best thing I ever did. And I'm not taking credit. I've driven a couple of great cars in my day. They weren't great because of the way I drove them. You're smart. You got guts. You deal with life on your own terms. And never mind how many people, including me, pile on to tell you you're wrong. You have your own mind and your own conscience to reckon with. And the fact that I'm sick to death of reckoning with them right now is beside the point.
You're going someplace?
Yeah.
Is it gonna be better?
It'll be worse if I stay. Worse for you, your mother, everybody. And it's not gonna get good for you, Lucky, until you can leave this park and everything that happened here behind you. That's the other thing I needed to tell you. You can't undo what's been done. You can hate it, you can like it, you can punish it, forgive it. But if you think you can change it, you're standing on the roof shaking a stick at the stars. The only thing that makes anything change is having the courage to turn around and move on.
I appreciate this, Dad. But, you know, I've learned a lot in the past few months. Mostly I've learned not to take your way out of anything.
There's my sweet girl. Hello. Oh, Daddy loves you so much. Oh, you keep your eye on the mailbox. There's gonna be something in it with your little name on it. And I'm gonna be... Oh, hell. Who knows how I'm gonna be? But it doesn't really matter, does it? Because you have never asked me to be anything for you. And I thank you for that. I love you. Sweet little girl. Bye-bye.
Luke?
Nicholas?
I know what you're gonna say, and you're right. Being near Jason Morgan is dangerous, and from now on, I'll try to avoid him as much as possible.
I would prefer entirely.
I'll do the best I can.
No, that is not good enough. You were 15 feet from an exploding limousine. Now, I trust we won't have to have this conversation again.
That would suit me, too.
Good. Now, let's put all negative thoughts aside and concentrate on our afternoon repast. I think you'll find this a memorable occasion.
Hello?
You got such a way with words.
Where the hell have you been? I expected more contact from you.
You trying to tell me something, Tosh?
Don't flatter yourself. We still have a lot of loose ends to tie up with Helena.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to tie him up yourself, babe. That's what I called to say. Keep fighting a good fight and finish what we started.
And where will you be?
I'm hitting the road.
Who are you, James Dean? What do you mean hitting the road? Can you be any more oblique?
The highway, darling. The trail. The great beyond. I'm traveling light. Don't bother to write.
Are you all right?
Yeah, sure I am. I'm just, looking for a little fresh air.
Do you really think this is a good time to do that with Helena?
Helena is no match for you. I'm flattered that you think you need me, but you'll be all right.
I never said I needed you.
Well, you don't have to. We're close that way.
How long will you be gone?
Till I get back. I got no plans.
Oh, how odd. For a moment, I thought I might miss you.
I'll take that. And I'll give you this one. Your royalty, Natasha. You don't need the Cassadines' crest, their backing, or their sanction to be who you are. You remember that.
You're happy, aren't you?
Is it too soon?
You don't need to die with me, Stefan. I want you to live and love and experience everything life has to offer.
I still miss you.
I wouldn't hold you back when I was alive, and I won't do it now. I'm letting you go, Stefan, so you can lead the life you want.
The life I want.
You wanted a family to call your own. It's not too late for that. Don't give up.
Uncle?
Everything all right?
I trust it will be soon.
New Tilex Fresh Shower.
Wait.
Shouldn't we wait for our guest?
Our guest would not expect it. Besides, there are matters to be discussed that only concern the three of us. First is your not being told that Alexis is your aunt, my sister.
Well, what's there to discuss? I mean, the decision was already made not to inform me.
Well, if it had been up to Alexis, you would have learned the truth sooner. It was my decision to withhold her identity.
But why?
As I told you, I was furious with her for interfering in my relationship with Catherine. And I felt the more distance between Alexis and us, the better.
My behavior toward your uncle was horrible, and his actions were justified.
But since then, we have put the past behind us. I'm hoping you'll be able to do the same.
Well, I loved you when you were my cousin. I can only assume I will love you as my aunt.
Excellent. Now, the next subject at hand is Laura. There is no longer any reason to avoid contact with her.
Oh, so Laura is the mystery guest tonight, huh?
You'll find out soon enough.
Speaking of Laura, Luke's left town.
For good?
Who knows?
On that, to aunt, to uncle, the only Cassadine family that matters to us.
You're here.
Mr. Cassadine.
Ah, that must be our guest now. Show her in.
I demand to know why you've invited me.
For the pleasure of your company, Mother. What other reason could there be?
To rub your acquittal in my face? The only reason I accepted your invitation was the chance to see Nicholas.
Oh, your devotion to family is a model for us all.
I have no intention of suffering through an afternoon of what passes for your wit. If you have nothing more constructive to say, I'll be leaving at once.
Don't move. I have specific information to impart.
Concerning?
Parameters for your behavior.
I can write them down if you'd like, unless you think you can remember them. I better write them down. She is getting on.
Yes. First, any future harassment of Alexis is strictly forbidden. She is my sister and will be treated with respect.
Or?
I will drop a building on you.
A large brick building.
Any harassment of Nicholas is likewise forbidden.
I have never, nor would I ever do such a thing.
Anything to add? Alexis.
Thank you. No more disrobing like a common streetwalker and allowing portraits to be painted of your nude body. It embarrasses the family.
Yes. Oh, and stay away from my mother. Stay away from my sister. And because I'm feeling particularly magnanimous today, stay away from Lucky, too, huh?
And finally, from this moment on, you are never to set foot on this island again.
Sorry to interrupt. Mrs. Lansbury said I could come in.
Ah, Detective Garcia. Well, it appears our instructions may be irrelevant. Please, Detective, don't let us keep you from your work.
Helena Cassadine, you're under arrest.
I am under arrest? For what?
Second-degree murder and the death of Catherine Bell, conspiracy to commit murder, withholding evidence pertinent to an ongoing investigation. Did I leave anything out?
Yes. There was a diamond known as the Ice Princess. The largest uncut diamond in the world. It's been missing for years. I happen to know it was last seen in the possession of my mother. Perhaps you can add grand theft to your list of charges.
I'll keep it in mind. We have your statement ready. I just need you to come down to the station with us so you can read it and sign it before we can process your mother.
By all means.
Are you ready?
This is absurd.
Please stand and hold your hands out in front of you.
I will not.
I prefer not to use force.
I will exact my revenge. Oh, and it will be fierce.
You're going to need strength for that, Mother. It's too bad you didn't partake of the meal we offered. I can personally attest prison rations are somewhat lacking.
Helena Cassadine, you have the right to remain silent. If you choose to give up that right, anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. You have the right to have that attorney present.
Oh, yeah. There you are. My princess of the cold, cold heart. Daddy's home. All right. You know the drill. Give it up, sweet baby.
Mommy. Desperately trying to keep up.
I know, it just keeps getting harder, doesn't it?
Yeah. But on the bright side, 2 more weeks till school. Is Lulu around or is she home with Dad?
She's just wrapping up with Dr. London.
Oh, everything okay?
In the health department, yes, absolutely. Her blood work looks terrific. Dr. London is just completing the difficult procedure of lollipop distribution.
Oh, you know, gotta get these kids together.
Okay, well, Rippleson's ice cream parlor, just you, me, and the girls.
And any husband who happens to feel the need for an ice cream jolt.
I don't have to ask whether or not you're happy.
Oh, well, you know, I've never been hard to read. Except with Mac now and then.
Yeah, but he caught on eventually, didn't he?
Yeah, all it took was a church and a wedding dress and a gathering of the dearly beloved.
It is nice to have someone to come home to.
Yeah, to rub your shoulders and tell you that you are the greatest mother in the entire world. Back up at home. Takes the pressure off. Oh, speaking of pressure, Stefan's trial.
You know something, I'd really rather not go there if you don't mind.
I just wanted to tell you I admire what you did.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I had to live with myself.
Yeah, I know the feeling. You can't ignore that little voice in your head. How's Luke? I haven't seen him in such a long time.
Luke is gone.
Remove these shackles immediately.
And then by all means, pour her a glass of Madeira.
Mrs. Cassadine, we are not on your yacht. Here you get a chair and a phone to call your lawyer.
I demand to be removed from these handcuffs.
I don't think she's catching on.
Scrap metal becomes you, Helena.
And policemen balk at orders from felons.
Oh, thank you for the benefit of your experience. Now, Detective Garcia, would you kindly remove the handcuffs? Surely you don't think I'm going to try to escape.
Pay no attention to her wizened exterior. Beneath her frail form lies the power of Colossus.
The cuffs, please, and your warrant for arrest. I'd like to examine it myself.
Knock yourself out.
Detective, she has been known to use legal documents as weapons. Perhaps you should leave the handcuffs in place while she scans your warrant for actionable errors.
Well, I would have thought at least at the helm civility would prevail.
We'll need your personal effects.
I'm not armed, if that's what concerns you. Oh, you're perfectly welcome to look for yourself. And my rings do not convert to daggers.
She left those on the boat.
The rest of it, please. Standard booking procedure, or if you don't believe me, just ask your lawyer.
Yeah, don't look at me. I'm not here to represent her.
Oh, merely to revel in my predicament. Well, enjoy yourself while you can, my dear. Now, this is but a minor setback.
Do you need help removing your jewelry?
These pieces have been in my family for generations.
Oh, well, you can give them to Alexis for safekeeping, huh?
Oh, yes, she'll wear them well, don't you think?
I'd rather see them on him.
One ring, diamond.
How can you allow this to happen?
Ring, sapphire with diamond.
Have you no sense of dignity at all? I am the head of the Cassadine family.
Bracelet, platinum with diamonds.
Does our international standing mean nothing to you?
Oh, that's a good point. Thinking of PR at this critical juncture is very important.
One watch, gold.
May I have a copy of her mugshot? I'm just issuing a press release. Murder of Catherine Bell, arrested and bound for trial.
Relish your victory, be it ever so fleeting. And remember the last time you felt so smug.
One pair of earrings, pearl and diamond.
Right before you murdered Catherine.
You're powerless to hurt us now, Helena.
Hurt you, my darling boy, never. You're the hope of this family. One day you'll know what you mean to me.
The fatted calf who escaped the slaughter.
One more bracelet, I believe, diamond.
I hope you grow into a gnarled old woman and die in a jail cell.
Your uncle is a stunted man, soon to be dwarfed by your shadow. Now, with my help, you will tower above...
Sorry to break up this reunion, but we're taking you down for Prince now.
Hey, Mother, you'll be needing this. The fingerprinting tends to stain.
I'll see you soon, my darling boy. Tea on the yacht? Yes, we will explore the fluid concept of justice under the law.
She's not going to get away with this, right?
I assure you she will be prosecuted.
I'm going to touch base with the prosecutor right now.
We're ready for you to sign your statement.
Will I be called to testify?
Well, that's up to the DA, probably.
Do you have sufficient evidence to secure conviction?
Are you offering to manufacture more?
In your rush to judgment, you put me on trial for a crime I did not commit. As a result, my nephew and his mother both suffered needless anguish. Perhaps this time you can arrange to do your job.
Laura, I am so sorry.
Well, I've been through worse. I mean, at least this time I know that he is alive. He's hurt, he's angry, but he's out there somewhere.
But you don't know where he is.
All I know is that he will come back. Eventually.
Sometimes eventually isn't good enough.
I owe Luke some time.
Could you put that on my desk for me, please?
You got it.
Thanks.
Hey, Bella.
Hi.
Hi. Please tell me that my uncle's been called away and my statement's been postponed.
Sorry. But on the brighter side, at least somebody's joyous today.
I think I'll stick around for a little while, see if they drag Helena through in chains. Excuse me.
If only every brush with the Scorpio girl could be as safe as this one.
Well, for some families, it's Christmas or an anniversary or a birthday. Our reason to celebrate is Helena's incarceration.
Well, I'm glad that your uncle's happy. I wish that I could say the same for my uncle.
The Scorpio, how are you?
Oh, congratulations on everything working out for you.
Thank you. I hope your troubles resolve themselves soon.
So, I will see you at Windermere.
I'll see you there.
I waited a day for you to call, and then decided you wouldn't.
Well, I hadn't heard anything from Luke, so...
Care to comment on that?
What do you want me to say?
That's how it always works, doesn't it, Laura? You tell us what we want to hear, whether it's true or not.
Who is we, Bobby?
My brother, for one. Did he know that you and Stefan were in touch? Did you ever let him in on the tiny little fact that you were at the Windermere ball? Did you tell him that you witnessed Catherine's death?
And you wonder why I haven't called you.
He didn't know, did he? Not until you took the stand. He was completely unprepared, and you don't see anything wrong with that, do you?
I'm not going to discuss my marriage with you.
Is there anything left to discuss?
I'm not going to fight with you either.
Or admit you did anything wrong.
Bobby? Nobody's perfect. Not even you. The rest of it is between Luke and me.
No. It's between you and Luke and Stefan. So where does that leave your kids? Haven't figured it out yet? Maybe you ought to give it some thought. Well, what a coincidence. When I hear from my brother, I'll be sure and tell him I saw you.
Don't answer.
You're shaken.
I usually cover it up better than this.
I know how judgmental Barbara can be.
I don't care what she thinks. It's Luke. It's my marriage. It's my family. I'm trying to hold on to all of it against the odds. I'm as alone in this house as I was on that island all those years ago.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there is. Could you please keep your distance?
You've grown fond of solitude, have you?
I want my husband to come back. And anything that stands in the way of that, I want to go away.
Including our son.
No, Nicholas is a part of me. I'll work him into my life, the life that I've built with Luke and Lucky. We share a past. You know, it's a distant past, and it's been over for a very long time, and I don't want Luke or anybody else to think that there's more between us than there is.
Who invented bail? Thomas Jefferson? An aristocrat, no doubt. Oh, what an elitist concept. One receives the liberty one can afford.
What's her status?
Inconvenienced, but otherwise intact.
The arraignment's set for Friday.
My belongings, please, and do remove these manacles. I'm late for my manicure. What an utterly loathsome profession for a man of your appeal. No, my towel boy makes more than you do, and he derives far more pleasure from life. Well, my compliments on a valiant attempt. Oh, I'm just getting started, Helena. Well, your moment of ascendance has come and gone, my dear. Now you don't have the strength to stay aloft. Watch carefully, little sparrow. I'm about to show you how it's done. Ta-ta. That woman is entirely too happy.
She conned the judge into letting her go.
Here's the heads up, Commissioner. She will go after Stefan, and there's nothing that's going to stop her now that she's free.
Well, I didn't come here to impose myself on you.
I'm not implying that you were.
Helena was arrested for Catherine's murder. I thought you'd care to know.
I was too harsh.
No, you were perfectly clear. You want me to retreat?
I'm not saying that you have to act like you're a stranger or anything.
Unless that is what Luke requires. I will respect your wishes and leave you now. Future contact will be initiated by you. Unless, of course, this is our last. In which case, I wish you well.
Elizabeth, can I help? Oh, no, I'll just make 2 trips. Oh, okay. I just stopped by to say hello to Ruby, but if you have some time, I'd love to visit with you, too.
Yeah, I'd like that a lot. But I have to warn you, I'm not very good company.
Well, that's okay. I'm not asking to be entertained. So, how have you been?
Since I stabbed your son? How can you even look at me?
Elizabeth, what happened with Lucky was an accident. We all know that. Nobody's holding it against you.
It's a judgment thing, you know? Mine is just bad. The night that it happened, Lucky took me back to your house. You called Bobby. She told me exactly what I should do, but I didn't listen to her. If I had just gone to the hospital that night and let them examine me and told them the details, then maybe the police would have caught the guy before he got away.
Maybe, but, you know, you can't live your life looking backwards. All you're gonna do is trip. I know that this is a very difficult time for you, but please try to remember, you're not the guilty party.
I did, but it just doesn't seem to work.
Is there anything that you think would work?
An ending? Finding the creep who raped me?
Yeah. I don't think you can base your own recovery on something that might not happen.
Kevin, This guy I don't even know took my life and turned it upside down. He changed everything about me. From the way I think to the way I dress. He made me afraid. Is it wrong to want him to pay?
No. No. Listen, nothing that you feel about this is wrong.
I just came by to see if you wanted to do something on your lunch break, but if you're busy, then,
Well, actually, we were right in the middle of something.
All right, well, I'll check in later.
Lucky, I'd like it if you stay. I was just telling your mother how everything connected to the rapes still seems so unfinished. You know, as if I've used up all my chances to fix it now. Like it's this big mess that is just sitting right in the middle of my life.
Well, I know you want to find who did it, but with nothing to go on, it's not going to be easy.
Something's changed.
What?
Last night, before I fell asleep, an image of his eyes popped into my head. No face, just his eyes.
Could you recognize them?
I think so.
Maybe we should go to the police.
But they closed
No,
my
but
case.
we'll get them to reopen it.
Well, listen, whatever you two decide to do, I just hope that you remember that it is about you and your own recovery and not about the man who did it.
Well, it's easy for you to say. You always knew you were raped, dear.
Well, I certainly don't mean to minimize how devastating it is for Elizabeth not to know. I'm just saying that I think you have to work with what you're given, you know, and absent the chance to put the guy behind bars, I think Elizabeth healing should be the priority.
Can I ask how long it took you?
You know, I don't think you should try to put my timetable on your own experience. You will find your own way. I have confidence in you. I'm gonna go say hello to Ruby. Elizabeth, if you want to talk again anytime, please feel free to come by.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Lucky, I don't know if you know this or not, but I think your father's gonna be gone for a while. Your baby sister misses you terribly. So do I.
I'm gonna go tell Ruby that I need to take my lunch break. Will you come with me somewhere right now? Just don't ask any questions.
Yeah, of course.
Hi. Can I help you? I can manage. I hope you don't mind I was waiting to speak to you. This isn't a very good time. I was hoping that we might be able to look for something together.
And what might that be?
Common ground.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I went over to the neighbors to check on my daughter.
Is everything all right?
Mm-hmm. She's fine. She'll be home for lunch, though, in just a few minutes.
Okay, this won't take long at all. Look, I know that we got off to a bad start when Stefan was facing trial, and I want you to know that it wasn't personal. My sole objective was to protect Stefan and uphold the concept that Stefan was in love with Catherine.
The concept?
Sorry, that was a poor choice of words.
And from an attorney, no less.
Laura, I know that you don't trust me, but I'm really trying here. I want you to know that you have my complete support.
For what?
Visiting Windermere, visiting Stefan, whatever. I have no intention of doing anything to stand in your way. That's all I came to tell you. Thanks for listening.
Hold it. You're not going anywhere yet. My only reason for going to Windermere or being in the company of your brother is to visit my son, Nicholas. I have no feelings for Stefan other than gratitude for the way he has cared for my son.
All right, I stand corrected.
I also have a husband who has a great deal of hostility towards Nicholas.
He doesn't need a reason for any more, so I would really appreciate it if you would not assume that there's anything romantic between me and Stefan when there isn't.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you. I came here, honestly, to try to mend fences between us. I certainly had no intention of upsetting your husband. He's not home, is he?
You already know the answer to that, otherwise you wouldn't be here. Why are you here, Alexis? Who are you spying for? Not Helena. Stefan told me yesterday that Helena was arrested for Catherine's murder.
Stefan came here straight from the police department?
Of course Stefan came here. He knew what it cost me to take the stand, which I did for Nicholas. And he just wanted to thank me, nothing more. Of course. You know, I don't have to make explanations to you. You're not my friend, and you are not Nicholas's guardian. Stefan is, which means that he is part of that package. And I will see him accordingly. It does not mean anything else. Is that clear?
You bet.
There's me.
Well, within the hour, Helena will be playing the part she wrote for me. I look forward to her rude awakening. If all goes well, the American criminal justice system will make no concession to her delusions of grandeur.
I want to know why she's refusing legal representation at her arraignment.
Arrogance.
Maybe.
Her seeming confidence troubles you.
It doesn't you?
It gives me pause.
The case has already been made by Alexis. I mean, you convinced the judge that Helena not only had the means, but the motive to kill Catherine and frame him for it. The trial should be a little more than a formality.
Well, Alexis's point is well taken. It is always a mistake to underestimate Helena.
Well, then we'll be on our guard.
Yes. Cautious optimism with an eye toward celebration.
I just want to be able to get through this with my reputation intact. I was the one that provided the most damaging testimony against her. I'm sure she'll be waging her war against my credibility.
Let her. What could Helena possibly say about you that would matter?
I don't know what Helena will say about me, Nicholas. I'm sure she'll spin some story to cast doubt on my credibility. You know how she is.
Well, if she does, we'll defend her, right, Nicholas?
With everything we have.
I'm not worried about myself. I'm just... Well, I hope that she doesn't elude justice again and make trouble for you, Stefan.
All the more reason to monitor this arraignment. Now, once Helena is bound over for trial and hopefully held without bail, your fears will be put to rest. Shall we? Put this on my bill, please. Yes. This afternoon should prove to be a most satisfying spectacle.
Now then, we're here to arraign Helena Cassadine on a charge of second-degree murder in the death of Catherine Bell. Will the counsels please rise and introduce themselves for the record?
Your Honor, appearing for the State Assistant District Attorney Dara Jensen.
Appearing for the defense, Your Honor. The victim, Catherine Bell.
What?
ABC. Catherine? Catherine.
Your Honor, my name is Catherine Bell. The rumors of my death have been greatly exaggerated.
Jensen, what are we to make of this?
Off the top of my head, Your Honor, I'd say it shoots the state's case all to hell.
Would you agree to waive procedure long enough for me to put the putative victim on the stand to find out what the blazes is going on here?
Gladly, Your Honor.
Miss Bell. Clerk.
Please raise your right hand and place your left hand on the Bible. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Please be seated.
All right, Miss Bell. If indeed you are Miss Bell, tell us a story.
The first thing I remember after I died, after the accident, let's say, was waking up in Dominique's room. Dominique was my half-sister who died several years ago. We grew up in a place called Serenity. How I got there, I have no idea. But there were machines, life support machines. And I was aware enough of myself and my condition to know that I would be in excruciating pain if it weren't for something dripping from an IV bag into my veins. There were doctors and nurses around the clock, but no one else. Not then. That was the first 2 months. Physical therapy was intensive, grueling, and constant. I had to learn to walk again, but I was determined, and I got through it. And then Helena came to visit.
We're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's go back to the night of May 22nd at Mr. Cassadine's home. What can you tell us about the events leading up to your accident, if you like?